And welcome back to the Engage 8 podcast here with Nevan Anderer. Nevan, say hello to the people.
What's up? How we doing?
Doing pretty well, actually. I know you weren't on the prediction show, but I'm going to assume you. What team did you pick to win before
I
the
was
Super Bowl happened?
full Philly in this one. After Mahomes won the MVP, I was riding with the history of books, and that the MVP hasn't won the Super Bowl since '99, which was Kurt Warner. But Magic Mahomes proved everyone wrong, or at least proved a lot of people wrong. So I was pretty surprised. Well, not surprised, but I was proven wrong, I should say. The Chiefs have a loaded roster for sure, and I don't think anyone should have been surprised that they won, but people might have been proven wrong, I should say.
Yeah, everyone on this podcast last Thursday, except for Logan, predicted that the Eagles were going to win. I was a little skeptical of the Chiefs. Didn't know what guys were going to be there, what guys weren't going to be there. You know, I know the Eagles have had some defensive guys missing throughout parts of the season, but they didn't have too much injury concerns coming into this game. And then obviously Mahomes with his ankle. 2 weeks before, it was a little shaken up at points in the games. He was like kind of hobbling around or like shaking it out, but I mean, even though he didn't have a ton of yards, he still threw for 3 touchdowns and was pretty efficient as a quarterback and passer throughout the game too. Was able to run it when he needed to, and I mean, he had also a great ground game with McKinnon and Pacheco, and just I mean, he's got great playmakers around him. Like it's no like Tyreek Hill or anything like that. You know, no big name guy other than Travis Kelce, of course, but like Travis Kelce's kind of just like a different breed, but there's like in terms of like wide receivers and running backs, there's no guy where it's like on the Eagles where there's Devontae Smith and AJ Brown and Miles Sanders, and he's not too much of a big name. He's kind of in fantasy just because everyone hates on him, and then he ends up doing good. And then
Dude
what?
busted my bet up last night, but
Yeah,
we'll,
2.3
we'll
yards
leave
per
that alone.
carry on seven attempts is not great, but yeah, I mean. Mahomes, no one expected the Chiefs probably to make to the Super Bowl preseason just because they lost Tyreek Hill. We didn't know how the defense was going to be like. And I mean, obviously, defense wasn't really played much in this game, anyways. But
Well, I got this to say about the game last night. To start, I thought it was a really, really good game. I thought I was
I
very
think,
happy with.
I mean, I thought the Super Bowl was pretty decent last year, too. But like, I feel like the last two have been pretty good so far. I like it. Both been really close games, which I like. I like seeing a nice competitive game. Except it was kind of cool seeing the Bucks like destroy the Chiefs. What was it? The COVID year Super Bowl. That was kind of cool, just because of like what Antoine Winfield did to like Tyreek and stuff. But anyways, yeah, yeah, it was a pretty good game. Continue on what you were gonna say.
Um, I was just gonna say, like, I thought the quality of the game was super good. Like, I thought for most part it was like a very like close game. Um, but I do want to say this. I think that the oh shit, you still can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can still hear you. You're good.
All right, my bad. I thought that what it really boiled down to come crunch time was halftime adjustments. And I think it was really proven how great of a staff Andy Reid's built with Steve Spagnuolo and Eric Bieniemy. Those two and Reid, I think, just freaking took over and outcoached the shit out of the Eagles. I mean, being completely honest, I think the better roster on paper is probably Philadelphia. Like looking at the
Especially,
stats and stuff.
yeah, if you look at like offensively speaking, like the Eagles have so much freaking playmakers. And when I was creating that highlight video, I'm just watching like some of these guys that like you don't like guys like Kenneth Gainwell who like you probably don't hear of, but like they just got like so much guys that can hit explosive plays. They're not gadget guys, but they're like big play guys that can step up in big moments. So, but yeah, like it's just this team was like really good. Like I was super high of just watching them. I know their defense. I mean, their secondary was really good, and like C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Bradbury, who ended up getting that holding call on what's his face? I can't even remember. At the end of the game, and then Butker would end up making the game-winning field goal for the Chiefs. But and then obviously Darius Slay. That was one thing. I thought the Eagles secondary was going to do a way better job than they did. I mean, they didn't allow anything too deep, pretty much, but still. I mean, guarding Travis Kelce is a little bit different because he's lining up on the inside, and you're typically going to get a back or safety on him, but still.
Yeah, I thought the way that the offense for the Chiefs. I mean, this isn't really last night only, but the way that the offense for the Chiefs just moves and adjusts and does everything, and they line up guys in different spots and do all this before the snap and during the plays and stuff, it just is such a freaking headache for other defenses. And with Sirianni being such a new coach and having, as far as I know, both of his coordinators are pretty young. Because Steichen is going to be the Colts head coach, I believe, and he's pretty young. And then I believe that the defensive coordinator, I can't think of his name right now, but I'm pretty sure he's pretty young too.
Right, yeah. I mean, what I was going to say is, there was no big time defensive plays other than the one fumble recovered by Nick Bolton that ended up being a touchdown, and there was another fumble recovery it was a fumble. Never mind. Maybe it was just the one fumble by. No, there was another one by Nick Bolton that almost got recovered, but it got called back or whatever. But anyways, what I was saying is, there was no big turning points in this game. No interceptions. There was only 2 total sacks that Jalen Hurts took, which was for 2 yards in total. Anyways, there was no big defensive plays made in this game other than obviously the fumble recovery. There wasn't multiple turnovers or takeaways, which I thought was really interesting. I think both these offenses game planned really well for each other, and obviously in that final score being probably what was the over for this game before?
40 something, I believe.
It was 51 and 38 plus 35. That's 73. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's just it was a really high scoring game. I didn't anticipate it to be in the 30s. I thought it was going to be 27-21 or something like that. But I also thought the Eagles were going to run away with it to start the second half, but obviously that didn't happen. So
yeah, it was really fun to watch though, I thought.
Yeah, very halftime performances were good. The commercials were okay. Do you remember that one I think it was T2B TUB.
Yeah, I've seen it all over now, but I don't I wasn't watching at that point when they got shown, or I don't remember it.
It had me tripping out because I was somewhere last night watching the game, and I just remember we thought that someone took the controller, was actually switching the TV because it was a smart TV and that's what we were watching it on. So we thought that they were switching the channel or whatever to Tubi or whatever, which really random, by the way. I don't really use that app, so I couldn't really testify or tell you how good it is or how good it's not. I don't know. There wasn't too many memorable commercials, but they were solid. They weren't bad.
I was kind of more surprised about how many smaller companies just went all in.
Yeah.
There weren't very many huge companies like the M&Ms and the Bud Lights. They didn't really invest too much into their commercials like usual.
Yeah, I saw Sam Bernstein had a commercial, 1-800-CALL-SAM. That's my favorite commercial, that and the 1-800 Hansons, but non-Super Bowl related, but just in general with companies that advertise with commercials. But yeah, nothing else really to be. This was just a solid Super Bowl. It's been a solid NFL season. I wish I covered it more throughout the regular season, but I was just way too into college football, and now that college football has obviously died out, it's kind of in its dead point because it's after signing day and spring ball doesn't start till April. We got some college basketball and some NBA basketball to watch, but we're gonna talk. I think we should talk a little bit about some NFL off-season business that's going to be happening. So I think I don't know who it was, but I think it was Ian Rapport, if I want to say correctly, first leaked that Derek Carr is going to be, this is what I saw on Twitter at least, that Derek Carr is going to be released tomorrow by the Raiders. I saw stuff that he was visiting with the Saints or whatever, they gave him permission to go do that or whatever. But do you think
I don't know how much you know about this situation, but I've been following this most of the quarterback. I'm pretty big into fantasy football, and So the quarterback whole situation, if you ask, I've been following pretty closely. But if you don't mind, I can break it down pretty
Okay.
good.
Yeah, no, go for it.
So essentially, they call it an injury check or something. It's something with injury in it.
Oh, like
But
a physical, like okay. So this is I'm pretty sure the NFL and the NBA do this because there was a because the trade deadline happened on Thursday for the NBA and there was this 4-team trade where the Blazers. This is just the specific moment, but like Sadiq Bey got sent to the Atlanta Hawks. James Wiseman was going to the
yeah,
Pistons. And Gary Payton the second like failed his physical because there was an unknown injury that the Blazers training staff didn't report when they were making the trade. I mean, it ended up still going through yesterday, but it was like delayed or whatever because, but like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing.
yeah. So essentially, he's due. I think it's like $38 million. I'm pretty sure, but
Okay.
um, he's due a certain amount of money because he hasn't like they haven't reached a deal or anything, and so essentially, the he has a no trade clause as well.
Oh yeah, I saw
So
that because they trying to trade him somewhere or they were
yeah,
trying
so
to make
essentially,
deals and he was just like, no, I'm not going there or whatever.
when they benched him or whatever, um, yeah, here it is. So I think this is it. Yeah, he's $24.9 million. He's supposed to be owed, and either the Raiders have to pay him that or they have to release him, and the due date is yes tomorrow. Um, and so essentially he's gonna most likely be released. $33 million. Here it is. Injury
But it
guaranteed.
would so is it 20 so is it 24 million guaranteed or is it 33
No,
guaranteed?
it's the $33 million injury guaranteed.
But it would be probably a $24 million cap hit. I don't know. I don't know how
I
money
don't know.
works.
No, the $24 million I think was wrong.
Okay. All right.
But due $33 million next season, fully guaranteed. And so they either have to pay him the $33 million by tomorrow, or he must be released. And so essentially, like we said, he does have no trade clause. And after the Raiders kind of pushed him into a corner, he's like, "No, no, no, I'm not waiving my no trade clause. You either pay me my bag, or release me, and I go where I want to go." And so it's predicted that he's going to be released tomorrow, and then who knows where he's going to sign. Personally, I'm hoping that he goes to the Buccaneers. I think that'd be a really
That
good
would be a
fit for
pretty
him.
interesting. Do they have the cat? I know their like whole money situation, their whole situation over there is probably going to be ran into the ground. But I mean, Derek Carr, I don't know. I mean, this last season, he's had seasons where he's been good, but I don't know. He kind of like he doesn't have a he's not like a linear like progressing quarterback. He's kind of been like all over the place and like where he's in rankings and compares to other quarterbacks and stuff like that. Like he hasn't had like a linear progression like some of the quarterbacks like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes and wherever where they kind of just like go towards the top and then they kind of stay there. He's kind of like been considered a top 10 quarterback, then falls into the bottom 12 and then now he's a middle of the pack guy and then now he falls to the like he's been all over the place this entire career. So, and I mean, it sucks that he plays for the Raiders, and like the Raiders haven't really been relevant with him as a quarterback because they honestly haven't put like a great team around him, especially when they were in Oakland. So,
Yeah, he's had really good high points, and he's also been pretty bad at some points. But I personally, I think he's a really good quarterback.
I think
So
I think he's how do I put it? I don't know. I feel like he could be a Super Bowl quarterback. Like if he's put him in the right situation, like he's capable of doing good things if he's got the right pieces around him. He's not going to be like Patrick Mahomes where he elevates a team that's not as good around him as like, the Eagles team, like even just to prove this past Super Bowl. Like talent wise and like, all the speculations and power ratings and power rankings and whatever, like the Chiefs weren't that high like going in, like the prediction was more like, oh yeah, they're going to be a Super Bowl team this year after they lose their best playmaker, or they kind of had a 1A 1B with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, but like still like
yeah,
he's not an elevator, but he can be a winning quarterback in the right situation, which I mean we saw like
he
last
kind of reminds me of like in my eyes, like a better version of like Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo. Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo. He's better than Jimmy for sure.
No, yeah, he's definitely better. But like They're going to lose you football games, but they won't be the guy that brings a bad team up.
Yeah, for sure. Is there any other like off-season buzz that like?
Well, there is the whole Aaron Rodgers thing.
Oh
Aaron
yeah,
Rodgers is
he's according to Sam. I don't know if you listened to Thursday's episode, but Sam thinks that Lamar is going to the Jets. So
yeah, I listened to most of it, but what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say?
You were on the topic of Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah, the other quarterbacks. Yeah, so there's Aaron Rodgers, Lamar, Derek Carr. I feel like I'm missing one.
Can't think of anyone that's due money. That's probably it. Oh, isn't Jameis? I know that's like way lesser of a quarterback, but isn't he potentially going to go somewhere else?
He might be. I don't know if he'll get the bag that like the other ones are really talking about. Oh, here it is. I found the graphic I've been looking at lately. Lamar Jackson. I think he and the Ravens were talking about contracts.
They've been talking. They've been so on and off from what I've been hearing.
Apparently, they're $100 million off. What I've heard. Here we go. All right, so the team's looking for quarterbacks. You got Miami, Las Vegas.
Why is Miami looking for a quarterback?
Because Tua can't play hardly. If he gets hit, he's dead.
That is true, but I wouldn't worry about it until Tua's like actually like dead.
Tampa Bay and then New Orleans, and then your quarterbacks you got Lamar, Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, Mike White, Jimmy Garoppolo, Jordan Love, Danny Dimes, and Geno Smith. But it sounds like Geno and Danny Dimes are going to be extended or fifth year option.
Jordan Love would be cool in a new place. I mean, I'm maybe Aaron leaves and he gets the realms of the Packers offense and whatever. But I'd rather have Aaron Rodgers just finish out his career in Green Bay and then have Jordan Love go ball out somewhere else. I think when he played at point, I think it was this season where he had to step in at points. Like he wasn't too bad. So.
You know, I just now thought of it, but I'm kind of like, the more I think about it, the more I kind of think like it might be like kind of factual. The Ravens and the Packers are very similar in a sense.
Right.
They both haven't made the splash moves that they wanted, that the quarterbacks have needed or wanted. They have had good, but not like exceptional running game with like above average defenses, if you think about it.
Yeah, Packers, I don't know. Packers, I
mean, they've always had a good defense.
Yeah, they've always had a pretty good defense.
But, like, think about it. Like, the Ravens and the Packers both went out and tried to help out their quarterbacks by picking up some rookie receivers, but, like, they didn't ever make their splash move that they wanted. Yeah. They both either traded away or lost their quarterback's number one receiver in Devontae and Hollywood Brown. Like, they're kind of similar situations, but I'm really, really hoping that Miami gets somebody like, I don't even know. I'm kind of hoping like, and then there's also Gardner Minshew, Jacoby Brissett, and Baker Mayfield that will be free agents.
Baker comeback season 2023. He's going to win comeback player of the year.
Baker playing it in the Saints or the Bucks? I don't think
Baker with the Bucks low key wouldn't be bad because I mean I'm assuming Mike Evans is still going to be on the roster. I have no idea what other guys. Chris Godwin's still on that team, right?
So Noah.
Yeah, what else?
Yeah, I believe so. Who do you think should play in the Raiders uniform next season? I mean, you got Devontae Adams, Darren Waller. Could have depending on how much he signs for.
See, the thing is the Raiders, like, I don't think their defense is, like, I mean, they got, like, Max Crosby and stuff, but, like, they're not, like, anything, like, over.
Yeah, they got pieces.
They got pieces, but, like, as a collective, they're not the greatest. I don't know, man. I mean, I think Lamar to the Raiders would be cool, but especially because him and Josh Jacobs, like, in the backfield would actually be really scary because Josh Jacobs, like, he was kind of, like, he's good, but like you wouldn't like pay him a bag. Like he kind of proved that like he's like a good running back again. I mean, I don't know. Running backs are super inconsistent in the NFL anyways. Like Jonathan Taylor was literally insane. Not this last season, but the season before that. And then this season he kind of like just died. So I don't know. It's really hard to project, but I mean, Lamar's probably your best. I don't think you want Aaron Rodgers to follow Devontae Adams again. I just feel like that looks weird, especially if you're the Packers front office. You're just like, damn, like we've lost two of our best guys to go to Las Vegas. But I don't know. I don't know how successful of a team they are. They've been like a fraud. The past like honestly in their whole franchise existence, they've been a very weird front office and coaching staff. So I don't really know what benefit it does if they get a good quarterback or if they don't.
I mean, the way I've seen it is like it seems like the Jets are selling out for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, they brought in Hackett, and it's pretty much was proven that.
Yeah,
Hackett,
but they tried to do that with Denver last year too, and then they ended up getting Russ. So
I know. What I'm saying is like the Jets were already in talks with Aaron Rodgers. And then they brought in Hackett, and it's like it was pretty much proven that Hackett needs Rodgers and Rodgers needs Hackett.
yeah,
But
for sure.
If they don't get Aaron Rodgers, I don't even know. Like I think you pretty much got to get rid of Hackett. I mean, that dude's a mess. But I mean, the way I'm hoping it falls is I'm hoping Rodgers goes to the Jets, and then you'd have Rodgers, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore would get a fresh start. I mean, I think that team would be a really good. That team would be a playoff team in my eyes.
What the Jets team, or
with Aaron Rodgers, yeah, and then getting the healthy.
Sure. I mean, they could have if they had like a Derek Carr level quarterback, they could have been a playoff team this year.
And if Breece Hall stayed healthy, which
Breece Hall is good too. I mean,
he was a top 8 running back before he got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, even their backup running backs aren't like insanely terrible. Like they still got that Michael Carter guy or whatever.
No, they're not terrible. But Breece Hall. I mean,
Breece Hall is definitely a way better playmaker, which he played with Brock Purdy in college. Just
and then
everyone know that.
I'm hoping that Derek Carr goes to Miami. I think he would do really well with Miami Mike. I mean, I think Tua could be a good quarterback nowadays.
I think Tua played good this season when he was healthy.
But he's just beyond hurt at this point. Like when he got that concussion and then he played with it still, like it was such a poor move that he's now so screwed up mentally. Like it's so far beyond cross the line. And then I'm hoping that Lamar goes to the Raiders or another team that I don't really know if this would work because they already have their guy kind of. But I think the Falcons.
Are you saying Ritter's their guy?
Yeah, I'm kind of assuming Desmond Ritter's the guy because he played.
I don't think they got enough stuff. I don't think they got enough pieces to really like
to get Lamar. Is kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you're right with.
Well, even if they did get Lamar, I don't think like it's not better than the Ravens situation. I mean, you got Drake London and Kyle Pitts, but like. That's about it because, I mean, you don't have Calvin Ridley anymore because he's on the Jags now next season when he's off his year suspension. I mean, unless you want to bring Julio back and then do whatever and maybe pick up Devontae Freeman out of the retirement home. I don't know. I mean, Falcons, I don't know. I heard this thing earlier that the Panthers are going to win the NFC South next year.
Depending on who the hire as their coach, Reich?
Yeah, Reich. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't a terrible hire if he gets the quarterback that he wants in the draft and builds. I
love this quarterback class that's about to happen. I think it's really interesting. I talked about it on Thursday too. Like I don't know. I think
the Jags are going to be good. They're getting back a Pro Bowl level receiver to a team that was already in the. What, they make the wild card?
Yeah, they made the wild card. One had that insane comeback versus the Chargers and played in the divisional round against the Chiefs. So
a divisional round team's getting back a guy.
Yeah, I mean,
free before they get their free agent signings and.
Hey, Christian Kirk.
And all that.
I can't believe that's still crazy that Christian Kirk makes like $21 million a year.
I mean, bro got the bag, but I think he
he didn't do. I'm pretty sure he was their leading receiver this year. So like he isn't.
Oh, definitely.
He isn't bad, but like $21 million is crazy because I don't even think Allen Robinson got that when he hit, and he was really good too with the Bears. So with that terrible quarterback, but now he's fucking awful. So it doesn't matter. Yeah. What do you think? All right. Non-football related. What did you think about Purdue taking that L yesterday to Northwestern?
I was watching a little bit of that Michigan State Ohio game. I
Yeah, I was
was
watching that too. I was
pretty
like,
bored during the day before the Super Bowl. I didn't want to watch 18 hours.
I was see. I've been watching so much NBA lately, so I was watching the
I don't
Grizzlies.
hardly ever watch the NBA, but I didn't want to watch 18 hours of freaking countdown to the Super Bowl. So
Yeah. Uh,
channel surfing the NCAA basketball a little bit, and then I saw that game, and I was like, oh, Northwestern's got it close to the half. I was like, who knows? Maybe they'll do something with that. I was like, Purdue will definitely win it, but I was like, maybe it could be a close finish. And then I meant to go back look at the score, and then I went on Instagram. I was like, the hell, Northwestern
yeah,
won?
I get a Twitter because like I don't follow college basketball as much as I did in the past couple of seasons. But I saw that like Northwestern. I saw from Jeff Goodman, who's I used to listen to the Field of 68 podcast, and I still get Twitter notifications for them all the time. But I saw that Northwestern upsets Purdue, and I'm like, damn, didn't they lose to? They lost to Indiana not too long ago either. So which Indiana ended up beating Michigan on Saturday, but that game was kind of good, as that beat
That
ups.
was a good game, but unfortunately didn't end the way I was hoping.
I don't know, dude.
Which
My thing is I don't care until the conference tournaments. Like I feel like with college basketball, until something's on the line, like nothing matters. I mean the regular season matters to an extent. Obviously, you got to win some games. Like a team like Ohio State now is probably not gonna even have a shot in the Big Ten tournament just because they're so bad. But like I don't know. It's just I just like seeing because I like watching because you don't really get too much all like mid-major teams like the Oral Roberts and the North Dakota States and like all of them. Like you don't get them on your radar unless you follow it like crazy because they're not nationally televised games a lot of the time unless it's like a dead night where there's only one top 25 team. But like if there's like at least 6 top 25 teams, you're not going to see like a team like Oral Roberts play. And then so that's why I like watching the conference tournaments because you get to watch like the Horizon League and the SWAC, the WAC,
yeah,
all the 30. I think there's like 33 conferences with automatic bids. So it's crazy.
for sure. But I don't know. College basketball will be fun coming down the stretch here.
Yeah.
Watching and paying attention to who.
Can't believe Bama's #1.
Dude, yeah, it is indeed wild.
Oh, we never talked about it, but LeBron breaking the record on last Thursday against the Thunder. I watched that game live personally just because I was like, I want to see LeBron break the record, obviously. So, but that was he hasn't played since. He sat out every game. I'm pretty sure he's sitting out tonight against the Blazers too. But like, it's kind of, yeah, because I'm pretty sure. Like the. Let me actually read the injury report. Let me find it. Let me go to scores and then.
I didn't even know he was hurt.
Well, he's not hurt. He's load managing, but because that's what
He's what?
he's load managing. Let's see. LeBron.
Oh,
It just says what's his reason for being out though. Let's see. Oh, it's his ankle soreness. He has I mean I know you don't follow the NBA, but like I play fantasy basketball. I'm not too crazy about it, but like I just do it because it's fun and like it helps me keep up with some of the players anyways. But like a lot of the fantasy chats would be like la ankle soreness and stuff. Like it's super funny, or la day to day. It's just funny. But yeah. Apparently he's got ankle soreness, I guess, so he's not playing tonight. But dude, the Lakers made some moves for their holy shit, the Hawks Charlotte game was 144 to 138. I saw it was like 106 to 96 at like the end of the third.
you know,
But
I was watching the not really watching, but I have ESPN and I get a lot of notifications for stuff. And look at the NBA deadline, the trade deadline.
it was crazy, man.
It was really crazy, and it's really a shame that the not NBA, the NFL trade deadline isn't the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's just also way harder because there's way more rosters. There's way more roster spots and stuff, and like how contracts are, or
It
just
definitely is harder, and like obviously, like baseball is the easiest. That's why it's the most action, or whatever. But it's just, I think it'd be freaking awesome to see like
like Aaron
moved
Rodgers
around.
get traded for some young guys in like 18 second round picks or something, like how the NBA just throws out like first and second round picks like it's nothing. It kind of got ruined though. Like there wasn't like an in-season trade like like a Jimmy Butler trade that happened a couple years ago when he was on the Timberwolves. Like there's no trade like that because Rudy Gobert. I don't know if you probably know who Rudy Gobert is just because of the whole coronavirus thing that happened way back then. But he got traded this offseason for, I know it was 5 first-round picks from the Jazz, and then they gave up like, I don't even know, like Walker Kessler. I think Ochai Abaji was in that trade too. There was like a ton. It was like a 3-team trade between like the Cavs, the Jazz, and the Timberwolves. But yeah, there's like no, like people were like, oh, this trade deadline's gonna suck. Like OG Anunoby, which I don't even know who that is, but he was supposed to be like the top guy getting traded this offseason just because the trade market was kind of fucked. And then the Kyrie Irving trade happened, and then KD ended up getting traded, and then D'Lo went to the Lakers, and Westbrook to the Jazz, and like all that stuff. But yeah, like I don't know, it was really nice to see a good trade deadline. It's probably been the best trade deadline in quite some time. So
Yeah.
but I mean, I don't know. I think it's sick that Mo Bamba's on the Lakers. That's like the sick. That's just the coolest thing about it.
For sure.
I love Mo Bamba, Texas guy. But yeah, there's nothing else much to say. Yeah, I got nothing. Just probably gonna go watch some more League Pass.
What is League Pass?
So League Pass is I guess it's kind of like NFL Red Zone, NFL Ticket.
That's what I thought. I have heard of that. I took that back.
Yeah, like you could just get to watch any NBA game you want, pretty much.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was, but just clarified.
I don't know. I mean, they made it really cheap because they did it when 2K came out with their new game in the fall. They did a thing where if you buy the $160 version, you can get League Pass along with like all the other incentives that you get within the game. And like it ruined the League Pass market because people are just buying 2K just to get League Pass with it as well. So League Pass is just super cheap now. So I was like, shit. I mean, I might as well buy it. I got nothing else to watch because I don't know, college basketball. Like, I don't care for any other teams than Michigan State this year. There's just like no team that's like caught my attention. Like UConn with James Bouknight and Sagano and like RJ Cole a couple years ago, I really liked. I liked LSU team when they had like what was his face, like Nas Reed and all of them guys. But like, there's no team this year where I'm just like, damn, I really want to watch them play. I'm like, but I just think it's because like teams like North Carolina and Duke and all of them aren't relevant. Like Houston's a cool team. Purdue's good, but like Bama, I don't really care about like the guys that they have. I like Indiana this year and Hood Shifno and what's his face, Jackson Davis, who I saw hit 2,000 career points the other night, so that was cool.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He's really good. I mean, he's been terrorizing the Big Ten for the past couple of years. Him and Zach Edey, and then Dickinson's been really inconsistent though. Like his best season was his freshman year for sure. Should have went to the league. All right, that's gonna conclude the podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me on, Noah.
Oh, no problem, Nevan. See you tomorrow.